Hey everybody. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about perfectionism. You may have noticed that over time, the standards and quality of this channel have, well, skyrocketed. Each video, especially the tutorials, I pushed myself to make something better than the last. And that was great. I made videos that I was genuinely proud of, which is something I find really hard to do. Also, don't worry about what's going on in the background, I'll explain that in a bit. But eventually this expectation of quality came to a head. I was no longer making videos at all. I think that's pretty apparent if you look at the upload dates on my channel. I wasn't necessarily not making videos because I didn't have time. That is part of the issue though. But I wasn't making videos because it was just too hard to start. I come up with this crazy complex idea and the whole thing just became too overwhelming to work on. Okay, so let me explain quickly what's going on in the background. You know those lo-fi videos on YouTube that usually have some sort of cyberpunk apartment or cozy log cabin interior? Well, I wanted to make my own pixel art wallpapers, sort of inspired by that genre. I'm making wallpapers, but for all of them I'll start with some reference photos, then a pen and paper sketch. I'm using a slightly higher resolution than my usual 240 by 135 because I want these to feel a bit more premium and detailed. Okay, so I was talking about how my complex video ideas became too much to even start. I became sort of paralyzed and I let pixel overload sort of become dormant. But the truth is I miss uploading. I miss you guys. I miss the community that we built here. So I'm coming back. I figure it's probably better that you hear from me at all than wait on some tutorial video that's more of a piece of art than anything else. I'm making a conscious decision to lower my personal expectation of quality for my videos. And whilst I'm most proud of my tutorial videos and they get the most views, I'm going to start uploading videos about random pixel art endeavors, like this one. That doesn't mean I'll never get to my tutorials, but it does hopefully mean that you'll be hearing from me more. And I know that this way, making videos will be fun again. I think by lowering these expectations, I'll be able to bring back what made making these videos 5 years ago so fun. There was no pressure, I just made some silly things and threw them into the void of the internet. But ultimately, most of this pressure is coming from myself. So in a way, this video is sort of a pledge to hold me accountable when I get too ambitious. A reminder that it's not always about proving to myself that I can realize an animation that feels almost impossible to make. But at the end of the day, it's about drawing little squares with this awesome community. So as I was coming up with the ideas for the different wallpapers I wanted to make, I realized that I wanted to have a day and night cycle based on real world time. So for this, I would draw my artwork in 3 different lighting types. One bright daytime, one dusk or dawn with low orange light, and finally a nighttime one. Hopefully I will be able to switch out the images based on the user's time. That's the idea anyway. Anyway, I'll let future pixel overload figure that out. Along with this sort of announcement about a bit of a change in videos, I also have a similar announcement. I've started an even lower stakes channel for not just my traditional art, but anything else I feel like sharing that doesn't fit into a strictly pixel art channel. It's called Paint Overload, which I know is a very silly name, but it's funny to me and I enjoy that. I've already got a couple of videos up there and I plan to upload every Saturday, no promises. If you want to hear more from me and see my other weird art endeavors, then you can go over there. If you just want specifically pixel art, then stay here. So as I was working on the cyberpunk background, I loved the oranges I was using for the dusk, and I found it really fun to work on. Same thing for the night sky one. I was just really enjoying it. And then I realized I needed to make a daytime one. And the irony was, this was supposed to be a small project, something fun for me to do, a break from the perfectionism. And I realized I wasn't enjoying making the daytime one at all. I didn't know what color everything should be, and it all just ended up being grey. Not to mention I was basically drawing the exact same thing all over again, but slightly different because of the shadow angles. I came back to it like 5 times, trying to force myself to work on it. And then somewhere in that, I realized I just didn't want to make a daytime version. And more importantly, I didn't need to. I found myself thinking I needed to have a complete set before I showed you guys. But I don't. Because the night and the dusk are great in their own way. So that's it. I've made a pixel overload specific background that works on 1 monitor, 2 monitors with either being the primary and also 3 monitors. I've also got a nighttime and a dusk version of the cyberpunk city that works on 1 or 2 monitors. I'll upload the PNGs to my itch.io page if you want to use any of these for yourself. I'll also try and put them on the Wallpaper Engine workshop. Thank you so much for sticking with me, even though I've been so absent. Thank you for listening to me rant about the channel, and for watching me make these wallpapers. I'm excited to hopefully interact with you guys more, and be posting a bit more frequently. You guys always have the nicest things to say about my art, and I always appreciate hearing from you. I'll see you in the next video, which will likely be an explanation of my part in the 2025 GMPK Game Jam. Alright, take care.